Welcome to Network Marketing Success Stories. My name's Nicolette Moore, postpartum depression and PTSD survivor, wife, mom of 3, and online network marketer. Each interview, we bring you inspirational stories of ordinary people changing their lives, creating vision for their futures, and fulfilling that vision with network marketing. Turning what seems impossible to do into real-life network marketing success stories. What fuels their fires? What keeps them pushing toward greatness? What are they doing that you can too? We investigate these questions and learn exactly what is setting them up for success in network marketing. Join us so you too can tap into your potential, uncover your greatness, and create your own network marketing success story. Hey, this is Nicolette Moore from NicoletteMoore.com, and today I have the Valerie Lewis with us. Now, Valerie has been a hardworking mama. She's worked for, 14 years now as a cosmetologist, working long hours and away from her children. And she was just looking for a way to be able to be at home with her kids and still make money. So, Valerie, I'd love for you to come out and just share with us what attracted you to network marketing and what's the past year and a half look like to you?
Well, first off, thank you so much, Nicolette, for having me on. This is like a thrill for me right here. But what attracted me to network marketing was the fact that I could have the very thing that I used to fantasize about that I never really told anybody because I never thought it was possible, to be honest with you. And that was to be able to have time with my family anytime I wanted to, for as long as I wanted to, to be able to watch my kids grow up. And, just like how you had just said, I had been working so many long hours away from home, away from the kids, that was just something that I had always longed for. Wouldn't it be great when I can finally, step away from work and go on vacation? Wouldn't it be great when, I can have all the time in the world for the kids and spend time with them, watch them grow. So that was really attractive to me, but I wasn't sure how I could make that happen. How could I work from home, bring in the same income, if not better? And network marketing appeared from a good friend of mine that I used to work with. It was pretty awesome.
Awesome. Okay. So have the past year and a half, has it been, smooth sailing, or have you had any kind of difficult challenges you've had to overcome?
Oh boy. I I wish it was all smooth sailing, but I have to admit it was not. I got into it like all of us do, very excited. You see the vision, the plan looks really good, the business model looks really good, but my thing was, I thought I was just gonna rock this thing. I thought I had what it took because I was really good at selling. Before I owned my own salon, when I worked in others, I was always the top seller. I always won the prize for the month, and I was like, yeah, I can do this. But it turns out I knew nothing about marketing, nothing. And I kept making them one and the same, and they weren't. So I had to start from scratch. I had to humble myself and realize this is something brand new. I've got to start over. And so I needed a way to educate myself, because I spent the whole first year. I've only been doing this a year and a half. And the first year was just crazy because I did not know how to market. And so I was doing what you're traditionally told to do. Just go out there and be excited. Post your product. Post all the information about how great it is. And that wasn't working. It just was not working. And it wasn't working for anybody else. I was looking around to see, is that working for you? It wasn't. So I needed to figure out this whole marketing thing. How do I do it? And I finally came across someone who reached out to me and shared with me the concept of attraction marketing. When I grasped that concept and found a place where I could build on the skill with some knowledge, with some education, that's when I started to see my business turn around. So in the past 6 months, I've been able to do what I hadn't in a whole year. I made absolutely no money online the first year. I had some sales, but it was from people I already knew, but not any new people from being online, until I found attraction marketing and had a system in place to be able to grow with it and build on my skill set and develop as a real professional network marketer.
Okay, so what is attraction marketing? Can you explain like what that means for you and what that's done for you?
Well, yeah, attraction marketing is basically, it's a way to be able to have leads coming to you. Okay. And what's so different about this concept is the fact that traditionally we're told, go out and find people. Look everywhere, anywhere, doesn't matter where, and just grab whoever you can find to join your business or to buy your product. And that simply does not work, because they don't see the value in it. They don't see any benefit from it. And so nobody wants to spend their money on just anything just because somebody said so. They want to do it because they really think that it's going to make a change. It's going to do something different in their lives. It's going to enhance it in some way. And so you have to lead with that. You have to lead with the value. Your product may be great. It may be fantastic, the best thing you've ever seen. But in order for you to convey that to someone else, they have got to get to know you so that you're not a stranger. They get to know, they can make up their mind for themselves as to why it would make sense for them to listen to you in the first place. Why would it make sense for them to buy from you as opposed to anyone else? And so you lead with that. You look for a full audience, not just one person here, one person here, one person here. You look for as many people as you can find in one spot who are what you'd be looking for in your target market. People who are already interested in the niche that you're in. So for instance, if you're in health and wellness, you're going to look for a group of people that are all about health and wellness. You're not going to go up to a bunch of unhealthy people that don't care about being unhealthy and talk to them about health and wellness. It's a waste of time. And in order to increase your productivity, which then increases your profit, that's what you're going to want to do. You go and find the people that are looking for what you have to offer. And then you start to discuss with them what they're interested in, health and wellness. They may not be particularly interested in the exact product that you want to show them yet, but you can get them there. It comes with a natural flow. It's just like having a conversation with someone. So you would start off discussing topics on health and wellness. That's your lead magnet. That's the way you attract the leads to you. You're always giving before you're looking to receive. And that is just the concept that I've always been behind. I like to give first. I extend my hand to people first so that they can see, I'm harmless, this is not about money, 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 and all that kind of thing. Because unfortunately, that's the connotation that people have with network marketers. They're scamming and going. So instead, you start off up front giving. You give them that value. You give them the answer to the questions that they've been looking for. And this, in their mind, builds up a trust level. It builds up a way for them to feel like they're getting to know you. All right. And this is how we do what's called branding yourself, which is a part of attraction marketing. So when you do that, and this person is watching you and they see what you have to say and it's answered their question, and you've done it in a way that's very, it's just full of knowledge, full of value to them. It's enhanced their lives. It's impacted them. They will then begin to follow you. They'll get used to seeing your face and they will look forward to it. They will start to plan for it. And now you are that authority. You are the go-to person for that niche. And then after that, that's when you can follow up with an offer. Sometimes all of this happens in the span of a day. Sometimes it happens over months worth of time. I've had a fellow network marketer who's quite successful tell me it took 2 years 2 years before she made a decision to purchase a product from a network marketer. So, that just depends on the person. It depends on the individual, because they have to make up their own mind. There's not really, there's no way for you to manipulate someone into making a purchase. They're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. And you want them, if they're going to make a purchase, you want it to be from you. And so that's the best way to do it. People buy from people. It's not about the product per se. It's about knowing that there's some value there. And if they see value in you, they'll see value in what you have to offer as well. And that's attraction marketing.
I think that's, I love how you talked about, somebody watched this other lady for 2 years. I think a lot about our family and friends, that warm market that seems to be insurmountable. But a lot of times they're just going to watch you. They're going to watch and wait and see what happens. How are you committed? Is this really going to be successful for you? Because they've known you through different times and different phases in your life. And so not only are strangers going to be watching you, but so will your family and friends. So that's a really good thing to remember and hold on to.
Yes.
So I'm curious for you. You've moved online. And you're doing a lot of marketing online.
Yes.
Do you have a particular strategy that you use that is working well for you, or do you have multiple strategies? Like what is your system for being online?
Oh, yes. I absolutely have my favorite strategy that works best for me. And it has been Facebook, and in particular, Facebook Live. That is major. It created a major shift for me and my business. I absolutely adore it. I love it. And what's funny is, in the very beginning, when I first got started doing Facebook Lives, I was nervous. I was afraid. And I didn't have anybody watching me. I decided to do it because of a really great inspirational call I listened to one day, where I was challenged to challenge myself to a 30-day challenge. Okay. And it was for me to do whatever it was I was putting off to market my business. And in my case, it was video marketing, to go ahead and just take all out action on it. Massive action for 30 days. Do not quit. Just go for it. And before that moment, I realized, you know what? I hadn't been consistent on anything. I do a training on this, over here on Twitter, and then I'm over here on Instagram, and then I was everywhere. And it really is true that the jack of all trades is a master of none. Mm-hmm. I wanted to master something. So I focused in on Facebook, and I started doing those lives. Now, the first couple of days, first 3 days, nothing. Nobody live. I'm place, but at first, nobody. And live somewhere between 5 and 7. So mind you, we're going into a whole week. Finally started to get a couple of people. And I said, maybe there is something to this. At least somebody's watching now. But yeah, I remember being scared and thinking, I might run out of things to say. And never did. And by the end of the 30 days, it became a part of my life. It was just a part of what I did. It was a part of my daily routine. And I looked forward to doing it every day. And I started to kick it up a notch. And then I was doing it more than once a day. I was doing it 3 to 5 times a day, sometimes 9 times a day, because it was just that much fun. And I had fun before as a hairstylist at work, but this takes the cake. I'm really enjoying what I do for a living. And it's sad that so many people don't have that experience. They don't feel that joy when they get up every morning to go to work. But I was so grateful that I was having that. And because of that, that's what fueled me to keep doing Facebook Lives, because I was like, if I can do this, can you imagine how many more people could be doing the same thing? They could finally live their dream. They could finally have that fulfillment they've been searching for if they simply just take action on it. So that was a really a key point for me. But yeah, Facebook Live definitely. And now that I've mastered that, I still continue to do it, but it's enabled me to free up a little bit of time to add on a few things that I can automate as well. But still remains my favorite. My main strategy is still Facebook for sure.
That's awesome. I think it takes guts to get out there and do your Facebook Live. I think it's a beautiful thing that whenever you start, there's 0 viewers or very few viewers, because you have to build up to it. You know, can you imagine the first time you get on Facebook Live and you have 120 people watching you?
Yeah.
You know, so it's okay. It's actually it works together, right?
Mm-hmm.
It builds you up as you get comfortable with it, and then people will start to be attracted to what you're doing.
Right. Absolutely, Nicolette. And you know, it also adds to the point that you brought up about your warm market. When your friends and family are watching you, they may not initially link up and join your business or purchase from you because you're new to this, and they know you as, you know, the personal you, not the business you yet. They don't know you as an entrepreneur yet. It's the same thing when you start your marketing strategy, whatever it is. There are going to be some people that need to get warmed up. And here's why. They need to watch to see if they should put their trust in you. Are you going to be here today and gone tomorrow? Or are you going to stick this out? Are you serious when you say, I'm an entrepreneur? Because entrepreneurs don't quit. Entrepreneurs keep moving no matter what is going on in their personal lives. That business has to keep going. It has to stay in operation. So, you know, you're not having a good day, you're going to have to get over it. You know, if you're not feeling so hot, you're going to have to, you know, break through that. You're going to have to push past it. And so they do, you know, it does start off that way. They're sitting back and they're waiting and they're like, I want to click. I want to engage, but I'm not quite sure yet. I don't know if I can count on her or him yet. And so consistency is absolutely key. So mind you, I started my Facebook Lives June 1st, exactly. And here we are into November, and I've had over 300 lives. And with that consistency, this is the reason that I have been able to build over time. People who have been watching in that first video, maybe in the replay, or maybe they caught me live around week 2. Now they are loyal followers. They're loyal, you know, viewers who will come out there and watch me. It's some patience there, but you definitely have to have some persistence. You're going to have to keep pushing. So yeah, that's very key.
Awesome. So what would you say, you know, you've talked about doing Facebook Live every day, and you're, you know, integrating some automation, which is huge, and definitely successful leaders leverage tools to be able to build their business. So that's definitely a very valuable asset to us. And so it's great that you're taking advantage of that and learning how to use that to benefit your business. But what would you say, aside from those things, would be a daily habit that attributes to your success?
Very good question. You know what? I have a DMO. I have a daily method of operation. I stick with it. And it's really 5 simple steps. 5 simple steps. And what I've come to realize over these past few months is that to be a strong leader, a person. And so every day I have to start with me. Now, this is a concept that I knew about in my personal life, but I just didn't realize, and I don't know why, but I didn't realize, oh yeah, this works with business too. Because I knew as a mom, you know, as a mom, I got to make sure that I am, you know, strong enough to be able to handle what happens, and so that I can take care of my kids. So it's the same thing with my business. I've got to be strong enough on the inside, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, in order to be the leader that my followers need me to be. And so every day I start with that. I start with, you know, my own personal way of just tapping into, what's on the inside. I do that. I visualize my day, and I visualize just my future, my 5-year plan, where I'm going to be 10 years from now, where I'm going to be, because I love to look at that. I have a vision board. I look at that before I start my day, because it helps me stay focused. Yet there are times, all of us have had those times where, like, I don't feel like doing this today. But when I look at that, when I look at my kids, I remember this is what I'm in this for, and I'm in it for the long haul. It keeps me going. So that's my first step. And then I learn something new every day. Every single day, I gotta learn something new. And I've always been like that. So that was easy to add on. And I watch a training, or I listen to a wake-up call, or I listen to a tape or something to that effect. But I definitely sit in on a training or a webinar or something and take notes on it. And then right after that, I do it. I implement what I've learned. I do that in the very results at first. But once I started to actually do what I was being taught, then I got the results from it. After that, I prospect every day, either passive or active, doesn't matter. I got to do some form of prospecting every day. So I'm on the phone with people. I talk to people. I chat with people, whatever's most comfortable for them in the beginning. And then eventually I'll lead them over to the phone, because I like to talk and get to know that person. Because it's all about, it's network marketing. I got to network. I got to build a relationship with you. I got to get to know you, what you're all about, what your business is, what your passion is. So that's key for me. I got to know that kind of stuff first. Then we can get into business. But that's basically what I do every day.
So Valerie, you've talked about leadership quite a bit. And I just have a question for you about that. Why do you want to lead others?
Well, like that is a part. Passion for me to lead people where they're trying to go, now that I've found where I want to go. I was stuck. It almost felt like quicksand for me. And I'm just frantically waving my arms, like hoping that somebody knows the way, who's going to grab my hand and pull me out of this quicksand. And that's exactly what happened for me. That whole first year, I was sinking. But finally, there was someone there who pulled me out of it. And she led me into where I am now. She led me into that attraction marketing concept and that system. And so that's what I look to do for other people. As we continue to learn and grow in life, I feel we should always turn and look at other people who are trying to get to the same place and pull them up with us. I never like to see people torn down. I always like to build them up. And besides, I also believe in the more the merrier. So if I'm having success, the more people having success around me, the better I feel, the happier I am, to just be able to see more and more people get their breakthrough. So now that I have mine, I'm in a prime position to lead other people into that exact same thing. So that's why I feel like I'm good to lead. I'd be good for that.
That's beautiful. So what do you think some elements of a leader should be? If somebody's looking for somebody to lead them, what are some elements that you find make a really good leader?
Well, influence, right? Because if you don't have any influence, it doesn't matter. You can have all the titles in the world. Nobody's going to listen to you, So what kind of leader are you really? You got to have some influence. You got to have the people looking at you view you as an authority. Now that, I believe, is a skill set. If there's nobody following you right now, you can become someone that they will follow. So you can learn how to become influential. I don't think that that's really something you're born with or not born with. That's something that you can learn how to do. Compassion is another one. because I've seen people before. I've seen people, nobody I know right now, who have hit a level of success and they feel this sense of superiority. And when people reach out to them for help, it's like, huh, well, why didn't you know that's what you need to do? Because I didn't know. And so you've got to really be able to have a heart for other people and know and remember, you know, I was there once. I was there when I was struggling once. I was there when I was totally confused and didn't know how to do XYZ. And now that I do, I can show someone else. It takes compassion to do that. It takes a heart of generosity to do that. And those are all traits that I would say are really important to be a good leader. And you definitely want to be able to lead by example. You're going to have to take action if you're going to try to tell other people to do the same thing. Because some people are a little bit afraid, you know, and if they can see, well, somebody else is doing it, maybe it won't be so bad if I at least give this a try, then they'll do it too. So all of those things I would say are like at the top of my list for a leader.
I love it. I love it. That's great. Yeah, I mean, definitely that all plays into that know, like, and trust factor. What you're talking about, you know, just that rapport that you're building with people and showing them, you know, you're leading with value like you discussed. You're showing them, I want to contribute to you, whether or not we have any kind of financial ties. I still want to provide something of value to you in your life to possibly help you with your business. And whenever that moment is right for you, then you can come to me, which, you know, just plays in that attraction marketing, which is a beautiful, beautiful process. So that's awesome. So Valerie, what would you say has been the greatest lesson that network marketing has taught you?
Oh, well, I don't even know where to begin with that because it has taught me so much, literally changed as a person through network marketing. And I know, you know, a lot of people will be like, well, I mean, it's just a business. It's just owning a business. But it's really so much more than that. It allows you to develop your character. It allows you to open your mind to new possibilities. You know, you will no longer limit yourself. You'll start to take that glass ceiling off of yourself. It's taught me to kind of think like a kid again. And here's what I mean by that. Okay, as kids, we were told, you know, go outside and play. We're told, you know, you can be anything you want to be, do anything you want to do. And as a kid, you really don't feel like there's anything holding you back. There's nothing stopping you. There's no bias. There's no hurdles that you need to overcome or anything like that. It's just about going out there and having fun with your life. And I had lost that. And I think so many of us do as we get older. It goes from do what you love to do what you can make money doing. And that's why, you know, people are, you know, dragging their feet going to work. They hate the commute. They hate the cubicle. They hate their boss. They hate everything. And you spend so much of your time, so much of your life working. You want to do something that really makes you feel good, and not only makes you feel good for you, but about the fact that there's something that you're doing for other people. There's something you're doing to leave a legacy behind. That's really key for me. But yeah, I've started to think that way again. You know, I used to want to be Supergirl. I used to want to be Wonder Woman. I used to want to be an astronaut. And you know, now I feel like that again. I feel like if I want to do something, I'm just going to go do it. There's no, well, what about my budget? Well, what do people have to say about it? There's no more of that. I'm back that carefree type of, you know, just running in the wind type of feeling. And that is fantastic. I love that. And that's something that network marketing has taught me to do, to start to think like that.
Oh man, you're giving me chills. I mean, it's the way we should live, right? I mean, shouldn't we love our lives? Shouldn't we wake up every morning excited about what we're doing, about the people that we get to talk to, about the life that we
Absolutely.
get to change? So
Yeah.
you feel like Superwoman again, you know? I mean, and you are. You're a Superwoman to your family. You're a Superwoman to your audience, you know, and now you're on that path where the world is your oyster. You know, you have so much potential now in front of you, and you wouldn't have that if you just stayed at a 9 to 5. You know, some people are happy with that, but there's limits, right? And right now you don't have limits.
Exactly. And you know, that's the thing. I loved what I was doing as a hairstylist and an educator. I love that. I love teaching new, hopeful cosmetology students. I like traveling and teaching about, you know, the science of hair care, because that was my specialty, was the science. But things in my life had started to change. They were starting to shift. And you know, I had to, long story short, I had to start to look into homeschooling my kids. And so since they were going to be home, I needed to be home. So as much as I loved the beauty industry, I figured, well, what if I look for something in beauty that I could do, but do it from home? And I started to think in those terms, along those lines. And, you know, fast forward now, here I am, I'm home, they're home. You know, we can travel whenever we were ready to travel. I can just get up on a Tuesday and say, hey kids, you know, let's go wherever. And we can go, we can pick up and go. And that's been something that has been just a joy for me, for my kids to be able to see that kind of life and see that, you know, there's nothing holding them back. And now here they are, they're kind of doing the same, they're doing the same thing now in terms of living their dream. They've been tapping into a lot of the things that they enjoy doing as well, so that they can start now as kids knowing that that's what life is about. Just like you said, Nicolette, it's about being able to enjoy your life. This world is too big for you to have to go through suffering and struggle. And so that's been like the biggest lesson that I've learned. And I love it. I'm so grateful for that.
That's awesome. That, you know, that's true freedom.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's now as your responsibility, as Ray Higdon says, to share that with others, share your story with others so that you can make an impact, so that somebody else can have a taste of freedom.
Yeah.
It is beautiful, you know, and that's what I want to do with my family too. I want to world school them. I want to travel the world and show them historical sites and get them to really experience how the world has come to be, you know, so we have that ability now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I'm going to use that world schooling. I like that.
So Valerie, if somebody came to you and said they were interested in joining a network marketing company, what advice would you give them to start them off on the right foot?
Well, I always ask, what are you getting into business for? A lot of people don't stop to think about that. They hear about the opportunity and they're, you know, so about that, and they're, you know, just living off that high on cloud nine about that. But really, what is your why? What is your reason behind saying, yes, I'm going to do something I've never done before and become an entrepreneur? Because you're going to need something that's going to help sustain you. You need a reason that's going to help you stick it out through thick and thin, sickness and health, richer or poor. You're really going to have to do that. And so if it's just money, you know, you see the comp plan is wonderful. This one product they have is great. Things can happen. The comp plan can change. The ingredients in the product can change. So you don't want that, because then the rug is pulled from beneath you. And you're going to want to be an entrepreneur who is one that people can take seriously, one who is professional. And, you know, professional entrepreneurs get into this because they realize that there's a need. There's a need out there, and they're looking to fulfill that need. They're looking to solve that problem. They're looking to answer that question. And so what their product or service does is just that. If you're not getting into it for that, if you're not getting into network marketing for the impact that you're going to leave on people, then you might want to rethink it, because otherwise you're going to shell out a lot of money jumping from company to company to company. The minute somebody comes along with a grand opportunity, you're just going to jump all over that, not giving yourself a chance to succeed with the first thing that you had. So that's really important as well. Well, this kind of ties into it as well. What's your passion? What is it in life that just sets every cell in your body on fire? What is it that gets you so excited you can't go to sleep, and has you so excited you can't wait to get up, you know? Because that's the type of network marketing company that you want to start looking for. So if you are passionate about traveling, if you're passionate about that, then look for a travel business. Don't join a jewelry business, you know, because you're not going to stay. You're just not. And it won't matter what the comp plan is. It won't matter all these friends you make. You're going to feel the same way a lot of people feel in the jobs that they don't want to be in. It's going to be unfulfilling. And then it's going to feel like, oh my God, this work, I'm stuck in this. I have to do this. That's not what you want to get into network marketing for. You want to get into it for the freedom. So if you don't feel free, what's the point? So definitely make sure you think about the true reason. What are your intentions when you get into it, and passion, and make sure that your business is in alignment with that.
Yes, that's so good. That is so good. We can get lured in easily by the money, but money never satisfies.
Right.
We can hear that all day long, but it's like, really, once you come into money, there's always more and more and more. But if you find something initially that you have the passion for, then you're going to be excited to just continue working on that.
Right. Absolutely.
Motivated by money. And people smell that too.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. From a mile away. And you know what? You know what's interesting is I've heard people say, well, I'm not sure I can do this because I don't know if I'm going to make money from it. And I ask them to think back, okay? Because, well, let me start with this. I tell them, you can create a market. If you're not sure if there's a market for it, you can create one around anything, right? People will buy. They're looking to buy, which is why, I say, the comp plan, the product, that particular thing is not really what they're looking for. They're looking for the solution, and they find it in that thing. Mm-hmm. But, as long as you provide impact, that impact is directly proportional to your income. They get paid more at your job, they're more valued. All right. So a CEO would make more than an entry-level worker, because that entry-level worker just got here. We don't know you well enough. We don't know if you're going to provide a lot of value to us, versus the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. He is running the thing, he's moving things along. So that's very important. And so he would get paid a lot more. So the more impact that you leave on other people's lives, the more money you're going to see coming in. And it's the same thing with like entertainment, right? We've got athletes. Lots of people play basketball. Lots of people play football, and they do it for fun. They don't get paid, right? But you have professionals. The better they play, the more money they make. Singers. Now, you bought their CD. You can listen to their song over and over again, and you only paid one time. However, they still make hundreds of millions of dollars. Go and buy a concert ticket and go watch them live. Why? Because they have an impact on you. You find value in that. You find value in going and getting that ticket and going and seeing them live, or getting them to sign your t-shirt or whatever. That's value there. So if you ever think I don't know whether or not I can make money. I just want you to remember a good old time back in the 70s. Sorry, I just missed the 70s by like 2 months. But I got siblings. It's okay. But remember Pat Rocks? Who would have ever thought that somebody would pay money for a rock? You know what I mean? But somebody created a market around that. They made it valuable. They left an impact on people. Even today, we're looking 40 years later and we can think back on that with that, nostalgia and smile about it. If you ever had a pet rock, my brother did, my older brother. But, you think about it now and you're like, what was I thinking when I bought this pet rock? But that's exactly what I mean. Somebody found a way to impact people's lives and say, you need this pet rock. Isn't this awesome? And people bought it. Now, in my time, when I was small, sea monkeys were really cool. Go buy you some sea monkeys. Everybody wants sea monkeys. I don't even know if they make those anymore, but I was begging my parents. I'm like, I need Santa to bring me some sea monkeys. Those types of things. People will buy anything. So don't psych yourself out with that. Don't think, oh, well, what if I don't make money? Always think positive. What if I do? Because so many people have brought in so much income and had so much wealth from things that you never would have thought would be able to do something like that. So please, please, please don't psych yourself out. As long as this is something you can stand about, you are the deciding factor. You're going to be able to make it happen, and that's more important than anything else.
Amen. Valerie, thank you for sharing your story and for spending time with us today. I really loved your answers, and your heart is obviously to serve people. You're definitely a servant leader. So if anybody's watching us out there and is interested in getting in touch with Valerie, definitely check her out. Find her on Facebook. So Valerie, where would somebody find you on Facebook or anywhere else? Like, where's the best place to send somebody?
Well, yes, you can find me on Facebook under Valerie Lewis. You'll be able to find both my profile page and my fan page there. But you definitely want to like the fan page so that you can always stay up to date with what I'm doing. But really the absolute best place to find me is at my home, my cyber home, which is my website. And that is thevalerielewis.com. Very simple. And also there are a lot of answers to questions that I hear really often. There's a really cool video on there. I'm not taking it down anytime soon, so you can go and check it out. But it kind of condenses my experience in like a minute and a half. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And I'm always happy to connect with people. And so if you reach out, I will be there. I will be there.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming and showing up today. You're beautiful. Your story's beautiful. And we know we're going to see a lot of amazing things from you in the future.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks. You too.
Bye.
NicoletteMoore.com. Yeah. Look. You know she got you, yeah, when it comes to the lead, she gon' lead you straight to the lead generation. It's what it is all about, recruiting all the prospects, yeah, that's what it's shot. She help you with the coaching, you know that she give you the potion, so you could go and move it through the ocean. Cause she there for you, she really cares, she wanna help you grow, that's why she there. So if you wanna get more, you wanna see this what's in store, NicoletteMoore.com, get it y'all.